Ship only appears when a person takes his side. The brunette closed his eyes and raised his fist, explaining that their family had been looking for the pearl of truth for several generations. Despite the fact that they were not laughed at, they have been excavating for several generations. He added that it was in the second mythical era, when only spring and summer existed in the world, the pearl of truth was in this sea. The brown-haired man raised his eyebrows and looked at Rodolua with a sneer, who explained that the pearl of truth, which gives answers to any questions, was the real hero of Atlantido. The brown-haired man realized that in front of him was a fanatic, who suddenly met a friend and also continued excavations, and everything should go smoothly. Rodolua angrily leaned his hands on the table and leaned over, explaining that 10,000 years ago, at the end of the Great War of Races, the pearl of truth collapsed. The main character twisted his face in bewilderment, bulging his eyes. Rodolua crossed his arms when the main character leaned on the table and angrily asked about whether the pearl had collapsed and was broken. The brunette dreamed that even mermaids did not know this fact. Rodolua, with a piercing gaze, imagined a huge tall building stretching into the dark clouds and explained that the pearl of truth is a building. Electricity and aura were cascading around the building, and he reported that it was a carefully woven structure of mana down to every brick and column, as it was the magical power that gave the building the ability to think and react. The brown-haired man looked at Rodolua carefully and realized that the pearl of truth was like a giant computer with artificial intelligence, the only difference being that it used mana instead of electricity. The brown-haired man immediately touched his face with his hand and looked away in confusion, suggesting that if it was broken, there was no way. Rodolua replied that this was why he kept looking for it. The brown-haired man crossed his arms and looked up in alarm, saying that there should be a blueprint of the building itself somewhere in there. The brown-haired man's eyes widened in surprise as he looked at the mermaid man, and he realized that the pearl of truth, which had seemed like a fleeting idea at first, was beginning to form more clearly. He immediately frowned and clenched his fists at his sides, realizing that he needed to take action, and asked what the excavation site looked like. It was a huge dome